Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic Oral spread as always, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling these astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So let's do that. Okay, so we have Venus. And Venus actually is going to be in your 8th house of Leo for a pretty good chunk of July. Then toward the end, it's going to move into Virgo, which is your 9th house. All right, we have Taurus, which for you guys is your 5th house of romance, creativity, children. And we have the 6th house, which for you guys is Gemini. And of course, we had the Mercury retrograde there. Technically, it's still going on, but when we move into July, it'll clear its shadow around the end of the first week of July. So, could see some improvements in that area. All right, so we'll keep those in mind and get started with the main spread. Main situation position, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So this is actually Taurus energy here. So we already see one of the energies that came up in the dice popping up for you. And usually this is an energy that can point to, get into a certain point with an investment, whether it be your time, your money, your energy, all the above even, and wondering if it's still worth to continue going on. So, maybe the growth rate has decreased. So maybe you feel like you're making a lot of progress towards something in the beginning, and now you might feel like it's just taking you so much more work to get even a little bit more ahead. For some of you, I feel like this is more of an investment thing, but it can be around creative projects for you as well. Possibly even romance. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a certain amount of time, and you might start, second guessing, okay, do I still want to continue down this path, or should I cut my losses and look elsewhere? In the challenge or obstacle position, we have the 3 of Swords, which is Libra energy, and the Moon. So for some of you, this can just be around your career. Maybe you experience some kind of a setback within your career. And with these 2 cards coming up in challenge, I feel like this is saying that you definitely might be feeling disappointed around that situation. But I feel like it's saying with the Moon, you just might not be seeing the situation too clearly yet. So you might want to, try to give it a little bit more time to see if things clear up. Keep in mind, we did have that full moon eclipse toward the end of May in your 12th house. So that could be a situation where you might not see things clearly. On top of that, we had the Mercury retrograde I was just talking about as well. It's going to be a full moon coming up in your sign. So it could just be one of those situations where, you just might need the energy to clear up a bit for you to see things more clearly. In the foundation position, we have the Strength card. So this is actually the Major Arcana card for Leo, which for you guys is your 8th house of intimacy, death, rebirth, investments. So if this is around investments, again, this could be an indicator that if you're just a little bit more patient, possibly when we get more toward Leo season, you might actually start to see improvement around those investments. For some of you, this could also be you guys kind of holding yourselves back around your libido too. Maybe you have a very strong attraction towards someone, but you might be questioning if it's the right thing to pursue it at this time. And we do have Mars moving through the sign of Leo for the majority of July. Actually, I think at the very end it's going to move into Virgo, so that's one factor as well. And like I mentioned as well, Leo, which we saw, Venus will be moving through Leo as well, so a lot of energy in that house for you. All right, past energy, we have the High Priestess. So usually I view this as a type of Pisces energy, so this could just be pointing to, maybe you guys are really tapping into your intuition around that full moon eclipse in Sag, since that's your 12th house. And whatever this is around this situation of investments too, if there was some kind of investment made, you might have actually just did it off of an intuitive hunch. So I feel like you guys are really just trusting your intuition back in the past around any moves you were making. All right, in the present position, we have the 4 of Swords. So more Libra energy here, and this usually represents a period of healing. So that's good to see, given that we did see the 3 of Swords in a challenge position. So I feel like you guys might already be trusting that, as far as maybe that's what the intuition is pointing to there as well, which is to say, you might understand that, all right, you know what, maybe this situation isn't as bad as I'm seeing it right now. let me take a little bit of time to process this, relax, recover, and then see if things change around. All right, in the near future position, we have the Six of Wands. So this is a pretty good indicator that things will be turning around for you for sure. Now, given that this is Leo energy, and we did see the Leo energy in the foundation too, could just be saying that it might take till a little bit closer to the end of July when we physically move into Leo season for you to actually see these results. But I feel like this is another indicator that you will actually see things improve around your situation for sure. So, like I said, yeah, could just been the eclipse and retrograde energies that were throwing things out of whack for you guys, and you'll be getting back on course this month. All right. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Fool, and we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is actually the court card for Gemini energy. And of course, again, I've mentioned Mercury retrograde already, but this could just be saying that you might have actually taken a risk during Mercury retrograde. And that could be where the fear is, right? So maybe it seemed like a really good idea at the time, and now you're starting to second guess it a little bit. But I feel like this is still an indicator to say that, you guys just might need to give it a little bit more time to actually see the energies clear up so you could see the situation more clearly. But it definitely looks like you guys either have already taken a risk or you're going to be in that mode soon. And like I said, given the change from the Four of Swords to the Six of Wands, it looks like it actually would work out in your favor. All right, in the environment position, we have the Ten of Cups. So definitely a really positive energy here too. This is Pisces energy. And, usually represents fulfillment, completion, of course, can be around romantic relationships, but just happiness in general. And, we did actually have Jupiter move into the sign of Pisces, which is your third house communication. So it could have been one of those things too, where maybe you were actually talking to someone around some kind of plans like this, and maybe you weren't necessarily getting the feedback you were hoping for. But with that retrograde cycle that it's going to be doing and moving back into Aquarius, you might actually see some forward movement with that as well. If this was a romantic offer you might have made to someone and you felt like they turned you down, or maybe, like I said, even if your relationship was going through a bit of a rocky time, this could just show improvement in that area as well. And we do see the Six of Wands moving right toward the Ten of Cups too, so it definitely looks like you're going to see some forward progress there in a positive way. Hopes or fears, we have the Hangman. So to me, this is an indicator that, you probably are hoping at the time you did take, right? All right, let me take some time off. Let me really reflect on what the situation is, which we see with the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. You might just be hoping that it really was the right thing to do, right? You're hoping that the time you have taken to think things over are actually going to improve things for you. And given what I'm seeing as a whole from the spread, it looks like it would be the case. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Page of Wands. So this is definitely another energy of taking action, maybe not to the level of intensity that we see with the Fool card, but this definitely looks like you're going to be making some moves this month. And again, given that it is fire energy, I feel like this is saying, it's very possible that earlier in the month you might feel like things are still a bit stagnant and you're not able to see the forward progress you're hoping for. But as we move toward Leo season for sure, given all these energies we see, the two Leo cards here, more fire energy here, it looks like as we get toward the end of July, you'll actually see improvement. Which makes sense because, like I said, the Mercury retrograde shadow period will be ending early in July, and the energies will just improve from there. So, makes sense. All right, and bottom of the deck we have Nine of Cups. So more Pisces energy here, and usually this is an energy of contentment. Knowing what you bring to the table, and usually that tends to bring more good things your way. So definitely good energy to see there. All right, moving on to your Oracle card, we have Go the Distance. There's the artwork, and the number is 47. So let's see what this says. I think Cancer and Pisces might have gotten this card this month too. So if you're dealing with one of those signs, or if you have those placements in your chart as well, you might want to check that reading out too. All right, essential meaning says endurance, strength, the long haul. The Oracle's message: to bring your dream to life, you must think long-term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. So, pretty positive message there, and I definitely could point to that Seven of Pentacles energy we were talking about, which is, you might feel like, okay, is it worth for me to continue to put my time and energy into the situation? And it appears to be the case given that message. So, hopefully that resonated. The relationship message that says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean that there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and a symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So, pretty positive message there. I didn't get like a huge romantic relationship vibe here, but like I did mention, the way that could play out as well. So, it's like you could definitely see some improvement in that area as well. So, hopefully that resonated with you. And the prosperity message says your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is a time to think long term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead to greater riches than you can imagine. Stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all the phases of manifestation. Be assured that you are in the right place right now. So yeah, again, definitely a positive message there around prosperity. And we did mention that it looks like, you might feel like things aren't going too great right now, but looks like the external will actually reflect that things are better than you think in the near future. So hopefully that resonated as well. All right. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is the mudra you got here. It's the Garuda mudra. And the keyword for it is maturity. Okay. It looks like we can't fit everything in the frame right now. So if you want to pause it or take a screenshot, you can to read what it has to say. Then I'll move it up so we can see the rest. Alright, so under benefits, it says improves intelligence, increases digestive fire, activates Manipura chakra, builds martial prowess, and according to legend, serves as protection against snakes, snake bites, and venom in general. Alright, so if that sounds like something you think will be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. Alright, bye.